In today's take of the day, I want to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers. And I want to talk about why they shouldn't let this possible opportunity pass them by. Before we get into that and the opportunity, though, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. We put out content every day, so you won't miss any content here. Now, when I talk about the Clippers, this team is definitely one of those teams that a lot of people look at as a contender. A lot of people may not look at it as a contender. Me personally, I look at him as a contender because of what they showed me last year in the playoffs, and because Kawhi Leonard's on there, my favorite player in the NBA, which I think he always is a top player in the league, top 2, top 3 player in the league. Me personally, I think he's the best player in the league, but any team that he's on, I think they're a contender just because of what he brings. And I feel like with the Clippers, Kawhi is one of those type players where he makes up for the team's weaknesses. And one of the weaknesses that I've always seen with this team, in my personal opinion, is their point guard play. Because when you look at the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard has been asked to drop 5 assists a game, 6 assists a game, along with Paul George. And I feel like both of them can do that. I feel like both of them can play at that level. But I feel like that's asking something of them that they really don't like to do. But they've made it a part of their game. And I think that's actually, helped them in some ways. But at the same time, I think if they had a valid point guard, I think it would make them a lot better as a team, as a whole. And I think Reggie Jackson can play the 1. I've seen him play the 1 before, but I feel like Reggie Jackson plays the 2 a lot better than he does playing the 1. That's just my personal opinion. So when you look at that in its entirety and how that is and how that goes and the way they play as a team, I feel like a high IQ point guard definitely wouldn't hurt this team if they added one. And the opportunity that, I feel like the Clippers don't need to let pass by is possibly getting Ben Simmons. I know I've been on record saying I didn't think he was, somebody they should go after about maybe a month ago or a little bit less. But I mean, when you look at the way the offseason is unfolded at this point, that's the best option. That's a really good option for the Clippers to go after, because they really need that. Because now that you don't know, well, Steve Ballmer just said a few days ago he's uncertain about Kawhi Leonard's status. He hopes that he comes back. It's possible he comes back within March or a little bit sooner, but he doesn't really know. And when you hear that from an owner in regards to your best player, it really makes a lot of fans weary, and it really makes the situation uneasy. And with that being said, you need all the talent you can get, to win these games and possibly be in championship contention. And if they want to be in championship contention, even more so than what they already are, I feel like adding a piece like someone like a Ben Simmons or somebody like that, if they're able to, would be a great thing. Now, of course, we have to understand the Sixers might play hardball with Ben Simmons. They might not try to trade him. They might try to keep him. They might try to, make him play the season out, or make him sit out the whole season and don't pay him. And he might have to wait another season to actually play. But if there's an opportunity, if there's a slippage anywhere on the Sixers side, and the Sixers can find an opportunity that makes sense for them, I think they will go along with it. And I think the Clippers have some assets that they will be willing to give up to get a player like Ben Simmons. I don't know who per se they would let go, or what pieces they would, give or offer the Sixers to get a Ben Simmons, to acquire him. But I'm telling you, I would say the Clippers have the assets to do it. Now, of course, I would say the Warriors do as well. But at the same time, I think Ben Simmons, if I had to pick between the 2 California teams, in which he said that's the team, one of the teams he want to play for is in California, I would think the more formidable team for Ben Simmons would be the Clippers, based upon the Clippers situation, because they went and got Rondo for high IQ point guard play. Not somebody who's really looking to be a scorer, but just knock down shots when need to and distribute the ball to Kawhi and PG how he's supposed to, so they could play at an even higher level than what they usually do. So adding somebody like Ben Simmons to what the Clippers are trying to do makes them a championship team again. I think the Warriors I think their train is pretty much, ran its course. I think they had their years of dominating, and I think it's pretty much over for them. I mean, not unless they make a really, really huge, trade or acquisition or something like that. But I think Clippers are more so now, and I think that will be something that they should look into if, Ben Simmons and his camp is over with Philadelphia. I think they should definitely look into somebody like Ben Simmons at this point, since there's really nobody else to go after to fill any of their voids. And now the fact, like I said, Kawhi Leonard is going to be out for a while. You don't have that number one guy, superstar player to make up for your weaknesses anymore, at least until he comes back. And like I said, you got to hope when he comes back, he's 100% the way he was before he left with the injury. But sometimes that could take time. Sometimes some players kick right in, especially with ACL. We know how that does. We know what that does to a lot of players. And I'm just hoping that Kawhi Leonard is one of the strong-minded players that will go through that and succeed it, get past it, and be even better than he was the first time go round. So we'll have to see how the situation pans out with Ben Simmons and everything like that. But I do think the Clippers have a good opportunity to throw some options at the Philadelphia 76ers now that we know Ben Simmons doesn't want to be there. And there was already reports of Ben Simmons wanting to come to California and the trade talks and all that several weeks ago, just as I made videos on those. So you can go back and check those videos out if you like. But like I said, I think the Clippers just need to, at least try to put their best foot forward. I mean, Steve Ballmer has billions of dollars to go buy $1 billion arena. Well, let's put some of that money into some players as well to win some championships because, the Nets got a big three last time I checked. And with the additions that they added, one of them being Patty Mills, somebody I thought the Clippers should have got, in which they passed on. And the other, LaMarcus Aldridge is coming back, I think, to the Nets. So hopefully he stays healthy, as well. But this is what I'm saying. When you look at the additions they have along with the big three, you need to up your ante. You need to get all the talent you can get, because the way the Clippers are constructed right now, hopefully with Kawhi Leonard coming back healthy, I think they could beat the Nets, but I don't know that for sure because the Nets got a lot of firepower. And, asking Kawhi Leonard on a ACL tear knee that he's coming back from, hopefully he comes back 110%. If they do make it to the finals, asking him to guard Kevin Durant, James Harden, and maybe a little bit of Kyrie at times when him and Paul George switch off, and asking him to score 30 plus points a game, shooting at a high level the way he did last year in the playoffs. That's a lot to ask from a player when you have enough money to go out there and go buy some damn players and put some more talent around Kawhi and PG so they don't have to be down 0-2 every series and try to fight their way back and claw their way back until they damn near got gassed or tired or injured. It's crazy. Like, do what you got to do to make their life easier. Don't make it hard getting a championship. Make it easy as possible. Clippers got all this money. Steve Ballmer got all this money. Well, put a third superstar in there. I like Reggie Jackson, but he's not a superstar. He is a good role player. And like I said, I hope that Reggie Jackson plays the way he did last year, but it's no guarantee. So it's like, if you have an opportunity to get a third superstar or, third superstar to put on the team, then you do that. You don't sit there and hesitate. The Lakers got a big three. I mean, even though they're older, they still got a big three. So why not you? Why can't you do it? And this is what I'm saying. Go after what you can. If they have a way to acquire Ben Simmons, I will go through with it. But hey, that's my take on the situation. Leave any comments in the comment section as always and let me know what you think.